Welcome to Satsang. Okay. So from time to time I look at the different things that people are doing in their lives and I see a certain amount of repetition, particularly about the way they treat each other. Not so nice ways, and how somehow it doesn't change. Somehow a pattern continues whereby people are let down, betrayed, maybe abused. And I look at my own life and I look back and see, well, what was it that actually made a difference to me? What changed my direction? Because when we actually are involved in hurting other people in any way, shape or form, we're really coming usually from a selfish space. A space of taking care of yourself at the cost of others, somehow. So I look back and I remember having this awakening inside where I felt love for everybody and everything. And in that feeling of love for everybody and everything, my mind showed me the things I'd been involved in previously that weren't so nice, that were involved in taking advantage of other people or hurting them in some way through neglect or through deliberate action, and how cowardly I'd been in that, in not taking full responsibility and stopping it. And I was filled with a great deal of regret, which is a little different than guilt. Regret is you feel sincerely sorry for what you've done. You don't start beating yourself up. That's guilt, where you beat yourself up. That doesn't work too good. And so with this regret, there was a resolution inside of me to not do that again, to not be involved in that kind of action of hurting others again, taking advantage of others again. And I wanted to, in some way, pay back all the people that I'd hurt. But I couldn't. Some of them had died, some of them moved away, some of them weren't talking to me anymore for obvious reasons. And I couldn't make up for what I'd done. And so I had this epiphany that what I could do was serve heart and from now on serve others and help others instead of serving myself. In other words, giving myself into service of heart. And this was a huge change in my life. It was the amends that I was making for the grief that I'd caused others for 30 odd years of selfishness. And it occurred to me that people do quite often get into regret for what they do, but there isn't a change for some reason. And I just started to have a look at, well, why don't people change if they really regret what they've done to others? Why are they continuing it? And it dawned on me that what we do in our own minds is we somehow justify our position. We somehow mitigate our responsibility in the action that we've been involved in by somehow making them responsible, even if it's a little bit. They deserved it somehow. Or I didn't know what I was doing. In other words, removing responsibility from myself. And because the whole event's been mitigated, made less than, we don't feel fully responsible and we don't move to the full regret and we don't feel to make amends. and as a result we tend to repeat our actions. Because if we really, really feel genuinely sorry for what we've done and we make amends for it, the chances of us repeating that are much less. So my amends was to serve heart for the rest of my life. Instead of taking advantage of people, taking care of them. And I thought that was a pretty fair deal at the time. And I've had no regrets since. And so if you're really interested in changing behaviours that you feel are hurting others, start owning the responsibility of what you've done. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and feel, what was it like for them to be at the end of whatever you were doing? How was it like for them? How did they feel when you did what you did? Allow yourself to feel the impact of what you've done and feel the regret that comes with that. And then if you can, make amends to that person. And if you can't make amends, find a way. Because it's in the making amends that we truly change. I don't think feeling sorry is enough. It doesn't give us enough motivation to make the change. So, it's up to you. Have a look at how your behaviours, maybe immature behaviours, are impacting others. Feel the regret for the suffering you've caused and see if you can't make amends for it. And see where you go from there. See if it doesn't change your lives. And in changing your own life, helping others change theirs. It's up to you. Thank you for Satsang.